Good night, everybody. Welcome to my channel for a update on my CD collection. I bought a lot of new albums, or secondhand albums actually, last couple of months, weeks. I bought them very cheap actually. I think the average amount I paid for the individual albums was around €3. So I bought a few for €1 a piece, and I bought a collection for like €4 a piece. So on average, they will be like €2.5, €3 a piece. So that's a very reasonable price, especially if you see what kind of albums I bought. Let's start with the cheap ones. I paid €1 for this batch of albums. I also bought 2 Blu-rays. John Mayer, Amy Winehouse live, just €1 a piece is unbelievable. I was very happy to find those. There's this national holiday in my country where people go on the streets and sell their stuff, like a sort of a garage sale type of thing. And vinyl is not to be found there anymore, unfortunately, but a lot of CDs are being sold there. A lot of CDs, and you see the most of the time you see the guys standing behind, their merchandise, and you see them like, oh, I don't really want to sell these albums, but I kind of have to. My wife thinks, that's what I think I see. So anyway, if you don't want them, I'm happy to buy them from you. So let's see. €1. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stadium Arcadium. The Uplift Mofo Party Plan. Chili Peppers again, €1. Unbelievable. Pearl Jam. Another one by Pearl Jam. And then there was this guy who sold his I don't know, but he sold all his Muse CDs. I didn't know Muse that well. I know the name, I know a few songs, but I didn't know all the albums. So now, this one, Drones, Origins of Symmetry, Absolution, and the live album. Unbelievable score, isn't it? All for €1 a piece. So that was good. It didn't end there, because there's another badge. What do we have here? Stromae. He's very big in Europe. I don't know if he's familiar in the United States, but it's very good music. Some classics here. Dire Straits. I already have these albums individually, but there are 2 remastered versions here, so I thought, well, why not for that price? This one is also very good. I didn't have this album yet, so for €1, Death Magnetic by Metallica. They also sold S&M live. I'm not really a fan of the whole orchestra and metal combination. To be honest, I think it doesn't sound that good, but it's my opinion, so to each its own, of course. But now I have it in the collection. I didn't have it yet, so I think it's worthwhile to have it. Slippery When Wet, Bon Jovi. It's not really my favorite band, but for this money, why not? Sepultura, Korn, and the Foo Fighters. This was all by, I think, 1 or 2 sellers, so I was very happy to be on time that day, because I think these albums were gonna sell anyway. So I was happy to find them. On Marketplace, I found that's sort of like eBay-ish site. Judas Priest, Redeemer of Souls, €1. ZZ Top, Recycler, ZZ Top, Best Of, Eliminator, Diguello, Fandango. I like ZZ Top a lot. I don't have a lot of their albums, but now, with the current pricing of CDs, it's very easy to, fill in the gaps in your collection, which I'm doing now. Dio, same story. I know the man, I know his songs, but I don't have a lot of albums. So now I have Holy Diver. Opeth. That is not really my type of music. I think, especially the early albums that have the grunts and the growls, and I respect everyone's taste, but it's just not really for me. But I have to say that musically, it's very good. So this gives me the opportunity to, for a good price, buy a few of their albums and try to get to know them. Dokken, great album. Foreigner, one more by Foreigner, and then again Foreigner, and then we have Moonspell here, Candlemass. It's a bit of doom metal, isn't it? And Halloween, which is power metal. Not really my type of music, but it was in the collection. I paid, I think, for 15 CDs, about 15 euros, something like that. So that was worthwhile. Also on Marketplace, there was this collection that I could buy. It was slightly more expensive, but it's also good albums by great bands. For example, this is an album that I always wanted to have. Always want to have, of course, but that I just, if I would see it somewhere cheap, I would buy it. Core, great album. Toto, Tambu, love this album. I love Toto. Yngwie Malmsteen, if you like guitar virtuoso, neoclassical rock, especially the early albums by Yngwie Malmsteen are pretty good. I think the later work is not so spectacular, but the first 5 or 6 albums, fantastic. Airborne, if you like AC/DC, you probably like Airborne. Primal Scream, nice album. Something very differently, but the Pet Shop Boys, it's not really in line with the other albums that are on the table here, but I have a soft spot for the Pet Shop Boys. Is that a bit dubious? Soft spot for the Pet Shop Boys, you know what I mean? Which is not true in that sense, you know what I mean? Metallica, Ride the Lightning. I already had this album, but I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist for, what is it, €3 or so. And Justice for All, same story. This one is also very special. Beck's, Jeff Beck's Guitar Shop with Terry Bozzio and Tony Hemus. I don't know how you pronounce that. I like the album cover. I don't know Jeff Beck that well, so this is a nice opportunity to get to know his music. Nirvana, Bleach, Gaucho by Steely Dan. Steely Dan is, it's not, I don't want to listen for hours to that band, but every now and then I can appreciate it. So Tesla, 5-man acoustical jam. This was on my list as well. Very happy to finally have it. 2 or 3 albums by Faith No More. I love this album. I love Ashes to Ashes is one of my favorite songs. I love it. Live album. What else do we have? Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Into the Great Wide Open. This is great. Soft rock. I love it. Daft Punk. 2 albums. Yeah, something different. Every now and then you have to, change your menu a little bit. It makes you keep your appetite healthy. Fleetwood Mac, Tusk. I listen to it. Hit or miss. Some, a lot of songs that I think, well, I don't know. A few bangers on there. Next band is not really my cup of tea. Radiohead. It's not really my cup of tea, but I know, I've been told many times and I read about it, that these albums are recorded very well. So I just wanted to find out. I listened to them, and indeed the recording is great. you can hear all sorts of stuff, and it's it's really well done. But the music itself is not really my cup of tea. But it's worth listening to because you have to. It's a famous band, so it's not wrong to have it in a collection. And if I really detest it, I can always sell it. And we close this batch off with Monster Magnet Power Trip, classic from the 90s. Is it 90s? I think so. Yes. All right. So these are the albums that I bought the last couple of weeks, months, for an average of €3 per album. I think that's a great price. Take care. See you next time. This is me signing off.